Live from Ikwa Studio, number 9 Dr. Iset Street, Northridge. This is Newsline.
Hello, good evening, and the news has just started. Let me welcome you to Newsline on Metro TV. We're live on DSTV, channel 277. We're also streaming live on Facebook at Metro News and on Twitter at Metro TVGH. My name is Moro Awudu. Now, here is what is happening in the next 30 minutes. The Member of Parliament for Medina warns Ghana's bilateral relations with its development partners will be severely affected should a proposed LGBTQI bill be passed. We'll bring you more tonight. And also, Ghana's delegation to the ECOWAS Parliament hints that the country's laws will be reviewed to allow Nigerians in the retail business, a move being strongly opposed by the Ghana Union of Traders Association. We will be hearing from them tonight on Newsline. Newsline is always brought to you by Delta Paper, producers of floral disposable tissue. Newsline returns shortly.
Cloth handkerchief gets dirty and wet after wiping your sweat or blowing your nose with it. Keeping a dirty handkerchief in your pocket or bag is very unhygienic. Reusing it increases your chances of getting sick from germs. That is why I always use floral disposable handkerchiefs. Floral disposable handkerchiefs is disposable, thus making it a more hygienic option. It's thick and very absorbent. With 10 tissues in a pack, floral disposable handkerchief is better than a cloth handkerchief. For Flora toilet roll, Flora multi-purpose paper towels, Flora table napkins, and Flora box tissues in a shop near you. For bill purchases, call Delta Paper Mail on 0243 033 033.
In Ghana and in Africa, there is only one place to look to get that luxurious design and decor for your offices and homes. Visit Jamila Home. We give you the climax of luxury wherever you find yourself. Presidential and executive office furniture, living room sets, dining set, stunning mirrors, adorable wallpapers, lovely king and queen size beds, valuable antiques and antique goods, beautiful chandeliers and more. Into the bargain, we provide caring customer service, prompt delivery service, skilled and artistic full house design and decor services, and free decor ideas for your space. Our products and service is unparalleled, boasting of top-tier clients all over the globe. Jamila Home, home of first-class quality furniture, beautiful chandeliers, and antiques.
Welcome back to the program. And now to our first story. A new anti-LGBTQ plus bill, cited by Metro News, will see culprits face a jail term of up to 10 years, depending on the crime, if passed in its current state. Before we bring you a report on the new bill, let's take you back to June 29 in Parliament, when some MPs gathered to pray against the LGBTQI and also hear from one of the campaigners of a bipartisan Private Members Bill, Sam George, and also the Speaker of the House at that meeting.
Our traditional religions, Christianity, Islam, are all religions that preach love and peace. And that is what this bill does. This bill does not preach hate. It preaches the saving love of our Savior to all those who are in need. This bill looks to criminalize not just the activity, but the promotion, advocacy, funding of homosexuality in all of its forms. And so it will become criminal upon the successful passage of this bill into law for anybody to produce any promotional material, any TV station to show content that supports it, anybody who wants to provide funding for LGBTQ activities, and those engaged in the activities. This bill doesn't just end there. It goes ahead to segment those who are engaged in LGBTQ. We've established clearly that homosexuality is not a human right. It is a lifestyle choice. And so we respect the human right of practitioners of homosexuality to get a free and fair trial. However, their sexual orientation and choices cannot be deemed to be a human right, and this is in consonance with the 1992 Constitution of Ghana.
We have spoken with one voice that we don't want anything to do with whatever terms they add, because there's still no end yet. We cannot be threatened in our homes. This must be stated loud and clear to those who have come to do business in Ghana, those who represent their countries and think that they are right. We also represent our country. And they can never dictate to us as to how to live or not to live in this world. And I'm very clear in my mind that this House, the Parliament of Ghana, will pass this bill.
Now, a member of the National Coalition for Proper Human Sexual Rights and Family Values, Dr. Samuel Ofori Ongona, and a board member of LGBTQ+ Rights Ghana, that's Rosalind Mode, clashed over a fresh LGBT+ bill yet to be laid before Parliament. The bill, if passed in its current state, will see corporates face a jail term of up to 10 years, depending on the crime. The two stuck to the extreme positions during an interview earlier on Metro News, whereas Rosalind Mode says the bill is dehumanizing. Dr. Samuel Ofori Ongona disagrees and tags the LGBTQ as demonic, which needs to be addressed. Watch this.
What we have put down is for protection of the LGBTQ people. We have a comprehensive program. We are not interested in destroying lives. They are brothers and sisters. We know this thing has been there from way back in secondary school. In fact, this thing dates back as far back as Sodom and Gomorrah. We are aware. What they are looking for is legitimacy. They want this thing to be approved as a human right. They went to Strasbourg International Court for Human Rights in 2016-2017. 47 international judges were assigned to address the matter. All of them voted unanimously against this thing, that it cannot be a human right, and they added that they have no right to impose it on any nation.
This bill reeks of hatred, pure hatred, bigotry, intolerance. It is, like somebody said, dehumanizing, and it reeks of neo-colonization. If anything at all, it is the National Coalition for Proper Human Sexual Rights, in quotes, and family values that have been the ones seeking far-right extremist hate groups, known extremist hate groups from the US and other parts of the world to come and bring their rhetoric here, exporting their hate and bigotry here in Ghana, and imposing their religious ideas and interpretations onto other people.
I'm passionate about the matter. Please, stop it. That's how I get angry. Stop it. Because I sat down and listened to all you were saying.
No, you didn't.
You can't behave yourself that way. Let's stop the discussion. This is the attitude of the homosexual. They are bullies.
Right.
If you don't know, they are bullies. They try to rape angels in the days. They try to
right group.
They try to rape angels.
Dr. Ona, hold on.
And luckily for us, most of Africa has been able to come out of it. South Africa, Mozambique, countless countries. Some never even
South
had
Africa is because of the whites there.
All right.
Not because of the whites there. We are not talking about.
Well, the Member of Parliament for Medina, Francis Sosu, has told Metro News that the introduction of the LGBTQI bill to Parliament for consideration will bring sanity and finality to the practice which most Ghanaians consider alien to our culture. He is, however, warning of serious international consequences as Ghana's bilateral relations with its development partners will be severely bruised.
Bill is definitely a bold attempt to try and create some sanity within that space, particularly when it's been on the table and government upon government have taken positions against it, and yet we at the legislature have not taken any definite position to do something about it. So for me, it's a bold step. It would have serious consequences. I can assure you this is going to have international consequences. It will affect funding in certain circumstances, in certain spheres or in certain quarters. It's going to affect certain types of donor funding. It is going to destroy certain relationships, friendly relationships. It most likely may destroy certain even bilateral relations. However, we have a choice to make, and I would rather be on this part at this time of history in Ghana than be on the other side.
Justice of the Court of Appeal, who doubles as the judge in charge of the Alternative Dispute Resolution, that's ADR, Justice Irene Charity Labi, has called on Ghanaians to make good use of the opportunities that come with the implementation of the Alternative Dispute Resolution ADR system. Now, Justice Irene Charity Labi made the call at the launch of the ADR Week in Tamale. Our Northern Regional Correspondent Alhaj D. Baba has the rest of the story read to you. We'll bring you that story shortly. In the meantime, President Akufo-Addo has commended the outgoing Norwegian and Spanish ambassadors for working to enhance Ghana's diplomatic relations with their respective countries. Now, the diplomats were at the Jubilee House on Friday to bid farewell to the Ghanaian president after their duty tour.
The outgoing Norwegian ambassador, Ghana Andreas Holm, said relations between Ghana and his country has improved within his tenure.
The highlights from my side would be the fact that we have been able to develop and strengthen the bilateral ties. I would specifically, of course, mention, as was already mentioned, Your Excellency's visit to Norway and to Svalbard in February last year. Indeed cold, but indeed also very enlightening and a very unique experience, I think.
Apart from the enhancing of the political work, I don't think we still have a formal vehicle for political consultations between Norway and Ghana. It's being developed. I think that is something that in your party notes you have to leave to your successor, that he develops as quickly as possible, so we can have these periodic formal engagements to exchange views, and the involvement that already you're having even in the Sahelian region and in the affairs of the Sahel means that there's a need for us to be in active conversation, not just at the level of the heads of state, but at the level of the technicians and the leading functionaries as well.
Alicia Rico Perez del Pulga is the outgoing Spanish ambassador.
We have promoted economic and commercial relations. We are bringing in more companies to support the industrialization process in the country, create jobs and opportunities.
We have to thank you. There are several initiatives in the educational sphere, the scholarship arrangements that have been made with Ghanaians, and of course also the whole COVAX initiative, and which Spain has been very active. We have to thank you also for your involvement and the contribution in that. As you know, the shortage of vaccines has been a problem for countries like ours. But hopefully, we are seeing light at the end of the tunnel, and very soon we shall begin the process again of vaccinating our population. But the Spanish involvement in that has been significant for us.
The Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, George Mrekuduka, has indicated that government did not place a ban on small-scale mining in the country, dismissing fears of the members of small-scale miners from going to site to work. He, however, says the small-scale miners could go back to their sites to mine responsibly. George Mrekuduka made the statement at a meeting with members of the Ghana National Association of Small-Scale Miners at a forum in Kumasi. Here's a report filed by our Metro News Ashanti regional correspondent Abdel Basis Suleiman, read to you.
The engagement in the mining sector was to, amongst other things, address the challenges confronting small-scale mining and its ripple effect on the country. The Deputy Minister for Land and Natural Resources, George Mrekuduka, noted government was committed to improving small-scale mining, hence its determination to partner with the miners to make the environment from which they operate safe for mercury and other toxic waste that destroy water bodies and farmland.
Government did not place any ban on mining generally. Government placed ban on illegal mining, and even the act itself placed a ban on illegal mining. In actual fact, there was a ban because of the act, that anything that involves illegality is not tolerated as far as our act is concerned, or our constitution is even concerned.
On his part, the Vice President of the Ghana National Association of Small-Scale Miners, Samson Kofi Redu, bemoaned the activities of some soldiers engaged in Operation Halt, stressing that miners were losing their investment as a result of the destruction of mining equipment.
Ankana abaye enka say yen small-scale miners are ikuta illegal documents no anke eka ho. Nenso ebra dwede ekofi minister nia yeho enyina ene se afei yehun sonso ya eda entamo ye ne ayekuta licenses ene rezo no na afei ekoya boma ebimpo eka ye nua no bia titru ye benedictus bajo baja onsa ka kra minister ho asen fosu chairman na ebra na okuta ne licenses ko she ne mfidie ene ne nema enyina ema ehu kese ebeto association no yeso enunti bia begina we bekuta me licenses se misayisi wa hai ya nhwe.
Ghana's delegation to the ECOWAS Parliament has reiterated its submission by the Speaker of Parliament that Ghana's laws would be reviewed to allow Nigerians in the retail business to end the age-old feud between Ghana and Nigeria. Now, speaking to the media ahead of a delocalized ECOWAS meeting next week at Winneba, leader of Ghana's delegation to the sub-regional parliament, Alexander Afenyomarkin, stated that all unfair trade practices in both Ghana and Nigeria must end.
This law has created a lot of problems between us and Nigeria, and I believe that, as Right Honorable Speaker raised it, it's something that we need to look at it critically. I can say so, and then see how we can create a level playing field. But don't forget that Nigeria took a decision on importation of rice because they also identified a loophole that Benin had a relaxed system that allows rice to get into their market and other commodities, and they were spending so much in the agriculture sector to help grow the local rice economy. They noticed that yes, there is a free market for all, somebody can trade here and there. However, because people were taking advantage of the low tariffs, they would bring it to the Nigerian market, and the economy was collapsing in the area of rice production. What did they do? They took remedial step, and it's worked for them. So we may have to specifically look at how we are affected, and if there is any trading, any imbalance in terms of resource availability, in terms of the laws, we can specifically deal with it. And this issue of Ghana-Nigeria matter, ends once and for all. They are big brothers. We've worked together. This whole ECOWAS thing, it was really championed initially by Ghana and Nigeria. We played critical role. Ghana contributes a lot to ECOWAS. Nigeria does a lot. So I believe that we...
Well, let's now talk to the president of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, Dr. Joseph OBENG, on the statement made by the Deputy Majority Leader, that's Alexander Afenyomarkin. Thanks for your time, sir.
No, please hold on. We are coming to connect you, sir.
Okay. Good evening, Dr. Joseph OBENG. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much for joining us on Newsline on Metro TV. So you heard the Deputy Majority Leader, who is also the head of the ECOWAS team. He says he agrees with the Speaker, the Honorable Alban Sumanabago, in that, look, the issue of making exemption for Nigerians to enable them engage in retail trading is an issue that really the nation must confront once and for all. And that this whole back and forth has not and will not help the country. It appears that the leadership of Parliament is determined to go ahead despite the pushback.
Yeah, please, your line was very faint. I couldn't hear anything.
Well, I'm just saying that you just had the Deputy Majority Leader, who's also the leader of the ECOWAS, mission, or the ECOWAS team. He's saying that, look, this whole talk about giving exemptions to Nigerians so that they can engage in retail business is something that we must confront once and for all.
Yeah. Okay. I'm straining, but I will do my best. But whatever it is in all that they are saying, it will interest you to know that we have not been talked to. Parliament, our parliamentarians have not even deemed it fit to talk to the trading community. And it's very unfortunate. Now they are doing the bid of other countries. And it's so very, very pathetic. But whatever it is, you can trust me. We won't sit down for the law to be amended. That one you can get from me. Please, let's take it from here. I've been employed not to talk. So if you, for the respect I have for your program, I have to come on.
Right.
Please.
And I really do appreciate that. But you've said it time and again. In fact, you said it repeatedly that you will resist this move. I'm just wondering how you intend to do that.
You're asking me what, if you can make it louder, I am barely able to
Yes, I'm saying that you have said it time and again that should any move or any such move happen, you will resist it. I mean, you've said it time and again. And I'm just wondering how you intend to resist it.
No, you can make your law. If they can even impose a law on us, we will be at the market. And how will somebody be with us? If it is possible, that's the issue. We own the market, we build the market, we have the goodwill. We created our own market. The onus lies on us to accept who is allowed to trade with us, especially when the person is not qualified. It will be very difficult for the person to stay with us.
Right.
So it's not even going to be possible for somebody to amend the law, because the law is for us. Parliament does not represent themselves. And as this thing is happening, none of them have even had the regard to listen to our concern or call us. We have never been called upon. I want to make this on a record for the Ghanaian public to know. And yet they are doing the bidding for other countries' citizens to be happy, whilst we are crying. Okay? It's not fair.
Yeah, but
it's not going to happen. I'm telling you. You can trust me.
But haven't we gone back and forth with this matter? I mean, it's been more than 25 years. This long-standing impasse between Ghana and Nigeria. The fundamental question is, how do we deal with it?
Speak louder, please.
I'm saying that how do we deal with this for the fundamental question of Ghana and Nigeria always having to be at loggerheads with each other because we don't want to allow them to engage in retail trade?
Unfortunately, there's no problem here. The laws are so clear, and the rules are so clear. The law that allows us to trade together without any hindrances is so clear. The rules of origin, that's the key. That we trade in the goods and services that are produced in our respective countries, and that they are welcome. And we welcome anybody who trades in goods that are made in Africa, especially when continental free trade is also here. And that's what these treaties allow us, all of us, to do.
All right.
The treaty forbids dumping. Our GIPC law forbids dumping. ECOWAS law forbids dumping. And so that's what we are talking about. Nobody is asking any investment amount of 1 million from a person who is trading in the goods and goods that are produced in their respective countries. So there's no issue here. I don't know what they are talking about.
All right.
But then we will make sure that goods that are permissible are the only things that will allow people to do. Goods that are not impermissible, the goods are impermissible will never be allowed among ourselves. It's as simple as that, according to the rules and engagement of continental free trade and then the ECOWAS treaty itself. We should get it.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, sir. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right. Dr. Joseph Obeng is the president of GUTA. We now move to perhaps a final story where the Minister of Tourism, Art and Culture, Dr. Mohammed Ibrahim Awal, has disclosed to Parliament that his outfit will be working very closely with the local organizing committee of the 2023 All Africa Games to ensure that Ghana is well marketed as a tourism and business destination. Dr. Mohammed Ibrahim Awal on Friday appeared before the House to answer questions bordering on Ghana's tourism industry. Abdullah Mohammed has the rest of the story.
The Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Dr. Mohammed Ibrahim Awal, in response to a question by MP for South Tone, Kobna Mensa Woyome, said his outfit will leverage on the All Africa Games in 2023 to properly market Ghana.
Mr. Speaker, the Minister has proposed the infusion of cultural elements in the opening and closing ceremonies of the All African Games. Kente sash will be presented to all participating countries, and athletes' shirts will be sewn for coaches as gift items as they depart the country. We also have branded dresses to be worn by ladies to team practices. Mr. Speaker, we also have sales of made in Ghana items at all stadia. Marketing. Mr. Speaker, the GTA is using this event as a key advertising and marketing opportunity for the country's tourism. The authority intends to advertise key messages using targeted messages on key websites of the participating countries under the banner Visit Ghana.
He also hinted that the Ghana Tourism Authority has begun registering and licensing all built-up beaches to ensure proper regulation.
Ghana Tourism Authority has intensified its collaboration with the Coastal Development Authority, the various assemblies in coastal areas, NADMO, and others to sensitize and educate its coastal communities as a preventive measure. So, Mr. Speaker, in addition, the authority has begun the process of registering and licensing all built-up beaches. Also, work with the Marine Police and Ghana Navy on beach patrols at open beaches has intensified. Mr. Speaker, safety guidelines for operators and users of the various beaches have been drawn up by the authority, while signages on safety notices are to be fixed at vented areas of beaches where users are at risk.
Dr. Awal is optimistic that the recent opening of cinemas and theatres is a sign that the creative arts industry is bouncing back.
Speaker, the continued closure of the cinemas and theatres was done in line with the President's directive to prevent the spread of COVID-19. The present directive has always been based on expert medical advice. However, Mr. Speaker, the cinemas and theatres have been reopened with stringent adherence to COVID-19 health and safety guidelines and protocols regulated by the GTA. These protocols and guidelines were put in place in close consultation with the cinema and theatre operators.
So this is all that time would allow us for tonight on a Newsline on Metro TV. My name is Mo Radu. Thanks for watching. Same time, Monday, 10 p.m. Monday, 10 p.m. Join us on another edition of Newsline. Remember, the news never sleeps. Newsline was brought to you by Delta Paper, producers of Flora Disposable Tissue. Have a good night.
Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments.
Welcome to The World Today. I am Bright Nanakwasi Amini.
Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments.